Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or a third-time homebuyer, purchasing a tiny home might be a great option for you. I'm Kim Colapreti with Team Diva Real Estate at Coldwell Banker Bain in Seattle, Washington. And today we're going to talk about the joys of tiny home living and this adorable tiny home in Morgan Junction. Come and check it out with me. So as the old adage goes, bigger isn't always better. Right, Michael?
Yeah, spot on, Diva.
So there are tons of amazing reasons why it's great to own a tiny home in Seattle. It's great for the environment and energy conservation. It also could be a great choice for you as a homeowner, depending on your needs. In Seattle, we have so many people coming to the city every day, thousands of people moving to the city, and we're definitely lacking housing. And instead of having people move out of the city and having urban sprawl, getting better density in the city is highly important. But it's also important that we have creativity in that density. And that's why owning a tiny home or having a home where you can build a tiny home on your property is incredibly important. We just don't want our urban cores to be townhouse after townhouse or apartment building and condo after apartment building and condo. And being able to own a tiny home or build an ADU on your property is kind of a community-driven substitute for just having gigantic apartment buildings. And there's a lot of information you can find in our Team Diva blog on our Team Diva page about this process. The laws are changing and evolving every day. So other than being good for the city to have density and to own a tiny home and good for the environment because it's energy efficient, why is it awesome for you as a homeowner to own a tiny home? Well, let's talk about that. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a second, a third-time home buyer, maybe it's important to you to own a property that is really simple and easy to take care of. But maybe you also don't want to live in a shared housing situation like a townhouse or a condo. Those are great choices for a lot of people, but for others, maybe they're not so comfortable. Maybe you have a pet, maybe you love to garden. It's a good option, but if you want a little bit more land and a little bit more privacy, owning a tiny home is a great choice for a homeowner. There's a lot of simplicity in that lifestyle. You could save a lot of energy. You don't have that many rooms you have to decorate. And I can tell you, as someone who owns probably a bigger house than they need, it's a constant battle to keep our house decorated with furniture. I mean, we have a whole room dedicated to just our cats. So there are definitely advantages to not having more rooms than you need. So I'm really excited to talk about this adorable Morgan Junction beach house. This is the epitome of fantastic tiny homes in Seattle. The things that I love most about this cute house is the vaulted ceilings. You walk into the space and you immediately get a sense of lightness and airiness because of these really high ceilings and of all the beautiful windows. The light that comes into this house from morning to afternoon is lovely. In the morning you get this great warm sun, and in the afternoon you get that golden light from the western sun that comes in. And the open space of this tiny home makes it really easy to live in and to entertain in. And then you have these fabulous double doors that open up onto the deck and then also go out to the yard. And if you want to entertain day or night, this deck is fantastic. It's large enough to throw a party or a barbecue. The flow is really great. You get sun in the morning, you get sun in the afternoon, and it's probably a really lovely private spot to hang out, drink a cup of coffee in the morning and relax and not have anyone really paying any attention to you. So when we talk about tiny homes, we talk about the advantage of having density. And yes, there are properties where maybe you have a little bit more land that you can build on or put an ADU on, but the advantage of this tiny home is that you have a completely finished basement. And if you only need one bedroom upstairs for yourself, that basement can pretty much be anything you want it to be. It could be a mother-in-law suite, it could be an Airbnb, or it could be a long-term rental. And there's tons of space down there. There's a lot of things you could do with that space, tons of potential, and it gives this home that extra bit of flexibility. One of the joys about living in a tiny home in Seattle is they're often in urban, dense neighborhoods, which means there's a lot of stuff to do, and they're easy access to transit. This beach cottage is in Morgan Junction, which is kind of the smaller of the junctions in West Seattle, but still a fabulous place to live. It's not a far walk to Lincoln Park, where there's beautiful trails and beach access. And if you want to get out of town for the weekend, the ferry across to Vashon Island is just down the street. If you want to walk outside your house and go someplace for dinner or get a cup of coffee, you're a block away from California and that intersection of Morgan Junction where there's a pizza place that you can go to, an Italian restaurant. I've taken clients to the Italian restaurant and it's quite lovely. They make a very nice Aperol spritz. And there's also a pub, there's a Starbucks, because they're everywhere. There's all kinds of other coffee shops and cute shops down on Morgan Junction, and it's really not that far a hike up to Alaska Junction as well. Also, because of this convenience of the neighborhood, it's easy to get across the West Seattle Bridge, just a straight shot up Fauntleroy. So as far as convenience, this neighborhood has it all. Thanks for touring this adorable tiny home in Morgan Junction in West Seattle with me today. If you're interested in purchasing a home, a tiny home, a not so tiny home, feel free to contact us at teamdivarealestate.com or give a diva a call. Happy to chat anytime. This is Kim Colapreti saying ciao for now. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and be sure to follow Team Diva Real Estate on all the socials and maybe subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be simply marvelous. This is Kim Colapreti with Team Diva Real Estate saying ciao for now.